Alcohol plays a big role in Irish society. I think that's pretty internationally agreed upon, and we have an image internationally as heavy drinkers and good fun crack, the fun side of it. No one really sees the dark side of it, which is usually behind closed doors. But that, it's fair to say, is our image internationally. And in some ways, I like that image. It's a fun, party, friendly kind of image of Irish people. And I've done a review of Guinness Zero, the alcohol-free beer, because I'm on a mission to still drink beer but not have alcohol in it. And the reason is because when my daughter arrived 18 years ago, when she was born, I gave up drink. And I wanted to give up drink for a number of reasons. One, for mental health reasons. Secondly, I suppose most importantly, I wanted to be the best father that I possibly could. It was a huge moment in my life, the idea that I was going to change from just being a random guy in the street, to being a father responsible for a child. And I wanted to take that as seriously as possible, and I made the decision to give up drink. It wasn't a complete and utter ban, but we're at the level of 1 or 2 drinks a year, which in Irish terms it's not even moderate drinking. Moderate drinking in Ireland would be kind of a couple of drinks a night, that's kind of what people would refer to it as. I'm not drinking tonight, I'm just having the 1 or 2. And 1 or 2 in Ireland for many years meant probably 6 drinks. I think it's fair to say. And it's interesting the effect that alcohol has as a drug. And I've talked about a lot of drugs on this channel, about Cipramil, about benzodiazepines, things like that. But alcohol is one of the most insidious drugs that is out there, and it's everywhere. And we see the fun side of it. It's in our pubs, it's in our parties and everything else. And nobody sees the dark side, which is usually the next day and behind closed doors that nobody sees. And I've seen the dark side of it. I've seen alcoholism, and I've seen how it can destroy people's lives, and that terrified the life out of me. And I've spent a lifetime concerned about becoming an alcoholic myself. So I've been super vigilant about making sure that it doesn't happen to me, particularly as a parent. And so I've spent the last 18 years pretty much not drinking alcohol. And what effect does that have? Well, I have lost some friends over it. And I remember one friend in particular saying, the only thing we have in common is that we all drink. And I remember thinking, how stupid a comment is that? That to reduce everything, all of our friendships, to just the fact that we drink the same type of liquid out of a glass, it just seemed utterly nonsensical. But I have held on to many friends who have totally respected the fact that I don't drink. And I still really enjoy going to pubs. I love it. The Irish pub is an institution which I've always loved, and I will always love. I don't think I've travelled in many different countries across the world, and I've never found anywhere with the same level of warmth and welcoming as an Irish pub. And that's the reason people find it cheesy going into Irish pubs abroad, but I find myself gravitating towards them because it's the one place where you can find people gathering together and strangers talking to each other. Every other system, particularly in the Mediterranean, there's a very regulated social system where people go into restaurants and they're guided to a seat, they're assigned a seat, and you sit down there and you stay in your group for the night. And I just don't know how anybody gets to meet people in a social, rigid structure like that. And that's why the Irish pub has been such an important institution. It's been really under threat recently because of the coronavirus-led restrictions and everything else. And all of the move now is to push people towards sitting in designated seats, and 101 rules that people use as a kind of a lightning rod for controlling behaviour as well. So that, unfortunately, the Irish pub is under attack. And I think while it's still there, I think if you are a traveller from abroad, Dingle in County Kerry is the place to go to see some of the best Irish pubs there are. It used to have 52 pubs in a tiny town with about 5 streets, and now maybe half of them are left, but they're some of the best. Foxy John, Omertic and others, which are just fantastic pubs and really warm, welcoming, fun places to go. And you don't need to drink alcohol in order to have a good time. And that's something that I'm going to say right here. Really controversial thing to say. But that's why I want to give up the alcohol, but I want to retain everything else about going to pubs, drinking beer, non-alcoholic beer if possible. And that's why I was so excited about the arrival of Guinness Zero, that it maybe I could recreate the scene once again in all of its glory apart from the alcohol, and then maybe everything would be perfect. But the effect of alcohol, I think, that it has on people, I think we underestimate it. I think people have this image of heavy drinkers, being 10, 20 drinks a night and pints of vodka, or bottles of vodka, maybe pints of vodka as well. But I think the effect of 3, 4, 5 drinks is quite more severe than I think we give credit for. And if you have a mental health condition already and you're prone to anxiety, I think it can be a real trigger. And it's something that I've had to keep under wraps and try to keep under control for many years, and I'm glad that I have, because it is an addictive drug. It's just like the benzodiazepines. It is addictive, and anything that you consume that's addictive, you have to keep an eye on it, because it's insidious. You'll wake up someday and you will never have planned addiction, but you may well find that you have it. So that's my love-hate relationship, I suppose, with drinking, with alcohol. I'm a very sociable person. I love meeting people. I love going to pubs. Alcohol could be the death of me if I didn't have control over it. Let me know in the comments how you have found alcohol, whether you drink or not, and how you keep it under control. And I hope things are going well for you, whatever you do, and see you next time.